Welcome to another episode of In Your Face Hoops. And if you're new, thank you for tapping in, fam. Appreciate you. Relax, take off your shoes, and make yourself at home. Just understand this is no stinky feet and holy socks, fam. We don't do that. If you're a subscriber, you already know the vibes. You are VIP, baby. Alright, my intelligent basketball minds, we're doing something a little different today. You are the light that illuminates the channel. Facts. Instead of telling you the point though, I want us to walk through the thought process together. Because no matter how much I know, I never stop learning. That's why your feedback is so important. So throughout the video, I'm going to be asking you questions for you to ponder and answer. By the end, jump in the comments and talk back to me. When I ask one of those questions, you'll hear a familiar sound. I ain't going to tell you what it is. We're going to keep that a surprise. Today, we're dissecting our old interview with Stephen A. Smith and the legendary Gary Payton, aka The Cloud, discussing Jordan and LeBron. This interview is a few years old, but have you ever watched a movie and caught something new the third time around? That's what happened to me. I was scrolling on the tube, watched the interview again, and bam, a light bulb moment. Let's see if the same happens for you. Check out this clip.
I've never seen Jordan run from a defensive assignment.
LeBron doesn't want to tire himself out because he does so much on his Cleveland basketball team. It's a difference. Michael Jordan really didn't have a mindset of
LeBron doesn't want to tire himself out because he does so much on his Cleveland basketball team.
LeBron's entire career, I've heard it. He's asked to do so much on his team. Listening to this a second time, that comment hurt my soul, fam. Because he's asked to do so much, does the king get a pardon for defense? For stopping the opposing team's best player? Can't he guard 1 through 5? And if that's the case, then there should be no one LeBron can't guard, fam. The pantheon of greats that came before LeBron were not asked to do, were they not asked to do so much for their team? Matter of fact, they weren't asked. They just got the job done. Period. Hey? I know what some of you are thinking.
But in your face hoops, Jordan didn't guard the opposing team's best player. Scottie Pippen did.
Fam, that's not entirely true. And that was true in some cases, yes. But it's a little bit overblown. And I'll prove it with the same clip in a second. But I have a question. If that narrative is so true, how come Jordan has better defensive accolades than Scottie? Was Scottie Pippen going to guard Hakeem Olajuwon, Shaq, Karl Malone? No. He couldn't even guard Kobe. Oh, don't get me started. Jordan, he wasn't going to guard Hakeem, Shaq, or Malone either. Neither of them could from a physical standpoint. The guys I mentioned were the best players on their team. Mike nor Scottie were taking on those assignments. But LeBron can guard 1 through 5. So why haven't we seen him do it for a sustained period? To save energy, right? Sure, we've seen highlighted moments. It's smoke and mirrors, fam. Stop. If we were talking about Harrison Barnes or Julius Randle, the excuse is valid. Those guys are stars, right? However, aren't we talking about an all-time great? Aren't we talking about a man vying for the title of greatest of all time? He's the bigger, stronger, faster, allegedly more advanced athlete from what I've been told. But he needs to wrestle with defense? All my sports life, I've heard, defense wins championships. Let me say it again. Defense wins championships. Do you agree? The ability to prevent your opponent from scoring while you score is the ultimate victory. The great Sun Tzu said, Invincibility lies in the defense. The possibility of victory in the attack. Pause, man. This quote emphasizes the strategic importance of defense as a means to maintain one's strength and invincibility, while also acknowledging that victory often requires taking the offensive. Okay, fam, I have to admit something. I'm biased. The average basketball fan thinks of the quote-unquote complete player as one who excels at scoring, passing, and rebounding. That's not a complete player to me, fam. Here's the question. If you can't play defense, or you play defense at a subpar standard, which is the other side of the equation, how can you be considered a complete player? I can't speak for you, but 9 times out of 10, I'm taking a guy who is truly complete on both sides of the ball, fam. Who are you taking? But here's where it gets crazy. I want to play the entire clip, and I want you to listen to exactly what the glove said about Jordan and exactly what he said about LeBron. And I would love to know how many of us heard the same thing. Listen to this, and when we come back, we'll wrap it up.
I've never seen Jordan run from a defensive assignment. In my opinion, I don't want to use the word running because I'm not trying to disrespect LeBron, but I will say this. There have been many, many occasions where I would have liked to have seen him accepting the tougher defensive assignment, and that is not something that he has been prone to do. If anybody would know whether or not that statement is true, it would be you, GP. Your thoughts?
Well, it is true. I think it's a different little era with them, too. Michael Jordan always took it to a point that he wanted to guard the best player, even with myself. Even if I start talking trashing him, he would always tell Scottie Pippen, look, I'm taking Gary tonight. He would always take the best basketball player on that thing.
Michael Jordan always took it to a point that he wanted to guard the best player, even with myself. Even if I start talking trashing him, he would always tell Scottie Pippen, look, I'm taking Gary tonight. He would always take the best basketball player on that thing.
But I think now in this era, LeBron doesn't want to tire himself out because he does so much on his Cleveland basketball team. It's a difference. Michael Jordan really didn't have a mindset of, I don't care if I do tire myself out, I'm going to go and take this guy because I want to prove to him that I am the better basketball player. I think that LeBron doesn't have that mindset that he wants to do that every night because he knows that he does so much on his team and he has to exert himself so much that he doesn't do it.
But I'm saying to you, Gary, I've never seen him do it. I'm talking about
Gary Payton is a Hall of Fame point guard, all right? He is a 9-time first team all defensive selection. He was the first point guard to win Defensive Player of the Year. He knows the game, fam. He knows what it's like to be a defensive stopper. He knows the energy it takes to play on both ends of the floor. What did you hear the man say, gang? Did you hear the same thing that I did? Because I heard him say, Jordan would tell Scottie, I'm taking Gary tonight. Meaning, Scottie didn't always guard the opposing team's best player the way LeBron supporters try to make it seem. I heard GP say Jordan wanted to prove to the other team's best player he was superior. Therefore, he didn't care about conserving energy or getting tired. Fam, that's a level higher than just wanting to win. That's domination of the highest order. I heard him say LeBron doesn't have that mindset every night. Rewind the video and listen for yourself. At the end, he lands softly by expressing how much LeBron has to do for his team as a reason for not having a defensive mindset every night. And this, my friend, is where the separation occurs for me. Where stats and longevity have no place, no home, out of here, kaboosh, all right? Vamos, it's out of here. The things that can't be measured on paper, only by actions and a way of life, or mentality, a way of doing things. In the United States, The average height of an adult man is 5'9" tall. LeBron James is 6'9", 6'10", a whole foot above average. Powerful physique, can guard 1 through 5. Yet, being able to do it and do it is two different things. Are you telling me he doesn't have the stamina to play elite defense consistently? Are you serious? Am I supposed to pick him over a guy although he was smaller physically with superhuman athleticism? You know what? He was dominant on both sides of the ball every night. That's who I'm supposed to pick him over? Over a guy who took matchups personally because he wanted to prove he was no question better than you. Yeah. Over a guy who didn't give a shit about sleep, hunger, pain, played 82 games, plus the playoffs, almost every season of his career. Over a guy who was a basketball cyborg that had a psychotic hunger to destroy the opposition. A guy who would never let the likes of Jason Terry or J.J. Barrera stop him from getting a ring. Over that guy? Listen, I'm sorry. If you're supposed to be the GOAT or be a contender for the title, there are certain things that exist outside of stats and all-time leading scorer titles. If the Justice League and the Avengers got into a scrap, do you want to see Batman and the Hulk scrapping, or you want to see Superman and the Hulk throwing hands? Get it? I'm not saying LeBron doesn't defend. He's a decent defender most of the time, some of the time. But he's a great defender once in a while. Listen, I'm taking a guy who's a great defender most of the time. Fam, get in the comments. Where do you land on this? Am I reading this wrong? Talk back. On your way out, do the channel a favor and smash the like button. That little swipe from you is a big win for the channel, fam. And we really appreciate all the love and support. If you want to be first to get our new content, fresh out the pan, don't be scared. Go ahead and subscribe, fam. Till the next video, be safe and God bless.